Hello, everybody. My name is Stephen Ogden, and this is Empire's fourth podcast. Today's podcast I'm calling Because I Got High. It's going to be a podcast about drug and alcohol abuse behind the walls in the Department of Corrections, county jails, just incarceration period. Let me give you a brief history of myself and what happened with me. When I was 12 years old, I ran away from home. I made a mistake, and the kids that I ran away with were a little bit older than me. We didn't know the long-term effect. We didn't know it was going to happen, man. And they were using methamphetamines. It was offered to me, not knowing any better. I used it, and it affected my life dramatically. It affected my family's life. It affected my friend's life. It was just a horrible thing that happened to me. And at 12 years old, my mind was still growing. I was maturing, and that's how I matured. I matured with the use of methamphetamine, marijuana, alcohol, cocaine, other drugs. That use has taken place into my 40s. Well, I shouldn't say to my 40s because I've been clean for a little over a year now. And people would say, "Oh, you're locked up. You're in jail. You don't get to get high. That's why you're clean." Well, excuse my language, but that's BS. That's bullcrap. There's drugs here constantly. Two correctional officers were just walked off of the compound here for bringing illegal substances, contraband, cell phones, drugs. They arrested two guys. One had 6 ounces of meth about, and another guy had 2 cell phones. Well, that was the score. That's what the police got. And so whoever says you can't get high back here is wrong. And I hate the fact that it's here. It drives me crazy sometimes when it does show up and when it comes into my area. It's a battle for me. It's an internal battle, and I have a choice. Am I gonna relapse, and am I gonna make the poor choices that I made previously, or am I gonna fight? Am I gonna battle, and am I gonna go home and stay clean? And I'm blessed. I'm on a program. It's called MAT, Medically Assisted Treatment, which gives me Suboxone. It saved my life. I'm gonna get into that a little later, but I want to talk about our environment right now. Last week I talked about utopia. Well, we live in dystopia. We are not here because we're in a privileged community. We made the wrong choices. We broke the law, and we're now forced to be in an uncomfortable environment. Well, that uncomfortable environment makes people want to be comfortable, and we want an escape. We want to get out of here. And I don't mean physically. I mean, some people, of course, want to physically climb across the razor wire and get out of here and go through all that. But I'm talking about mental escape. Most of us want to escape mentally. And if we have a choice of doing this time and doing it uncomfortably or doing it comfortably, we're going to take the comfortable choice. Most guys are. And I've been one of the guys in the past that have made that choice. And it made my time easier. It made my time more comfortable. Hurt me in the long run, of course, but hindsight's 20/20. What happens is guys smuggle drugs in, officers smuggle drugs in, and we can have a choice of using it or not. And the wrong choice is using it, but it gets us out of here. We escape, man. We have this mental release. All of a sudden, this drab, dark, boring, miserable environment becomes amazing. All because of a little substance that you can smoke, you can snort, you can eat, however it comes. There's pills off Medline. There's alcohol that people make in their cell. There's drugs that people smuggle in. But either way, whatever it is, that substance helps us escape. And if you can make the wrong choice, I'd say about 95% of the guys in here are going to make the wrong choice. They chase that choice. And the officers, on the other hand, are chasing everybody that are trying to make the wrong choice. They're doing UAs. They're watching the police officers. They're searching the police. They're searching the visitors. The DOC is trying to combat it. It's a problem. Lots of negative things happen from it. There's violence. There's criminal activity. There's a number of things that happen because of drug and alcohol abuse behind the walls. One of the big things in here is hooch. people love to make it. They love to drink, and they will do just about anything to get it. They'll take hand sanitizer and mix it with baking soda, let it separate, and pull the alcohol off of it. They will put oranges and apples in a bag of fruit with a little bit of stolen yeast from the chow hall, little piece of a honey bun, whatever they decide to use. They let it sit for 5 to 7 days, and boom, they got a little something to drink. They got a party. They're having a good time. They're out of here, man. Guilty. I've been there. I've done it. I've been a part of it. Thanks to Spoxton, I can't do it anymore. Anytime I drink the crap, I throw up everywhere, and it's just, I can't do it. So I'm lucky enough to be able to say that I have that. But these other guys aren't. Hardly any of them have what I have. So I think there's 3 of us in my whole entire unit that are on the MAT program. And they don't put you on the program if you put in a kite and ask for it. It's you got to be on it when you get here. But let me talk about money and the other environment that is created, the market that is created. Department of Corrections pays us, if we're lucky, 60 cents a day. And most of us, I think it's like 9 cents a day if we're unassigned, if we don't have a job. A jar of Folgers coffee costs about $8, $8.10. After they take 20% of my money that I make for the month, I have about $7. I can't even buy a jar of Folgers. Ramen noodles are 45 cents. Sausage are $1.85. Beans, a couple bucks a bag, depending on what kind you get. Chips, a couple bucks a bag, $1.50 a bag. It gets expensive. It adds up quick. And if your family's not sending you money, you're getting it somewhere else. Whether you're running a store, whether you're tattooing, whether you're drawing portraits, one way or another, we're going to break the rules and we're going to get money, and that's the environment that's created here. Yes, they got rules on that. Can you do a tattoo and get paid for it? Yes. Is it against the rules? Yes. But again, what's the choice? Am I going to have a jar of Folgers, or am I going to be broke? Am I going to have nothing? So that leads into the drug trade. People in here, they got a friend, say, that brings us something in visitation. There's an officer brings something in. There's numerous ways, however it gets here. Well, if your buddy comes and says, "Hey, I'll give you this for $10, you can make $50 off it." Well, you do the math and you say, "Shit. I could clean boxers. I could wash someone's cell. I could get on my hands and knees and scrub their floor. I can wash dishes for somebody, or I could just go trade this off for some commissary real quick." Well, you can have this, or you can have that. You can have this, or you can have that. We're going to make the easy choice. We're not in here because we've been making the hard choices our whole life. So without treatment, without therapy, without going through all that, without jobs, without a number of factors, we're going to make the wrong choices in here. Most guys do. And it creates a market. On the streets, an ounce of methamphetamine costs $150, maybe $200 if you don't really know somebody. In here, 1 gram of meth costs $300. If it's dry, I could get $500 for it. Heroin, $500 a gram. You're not going really underneath that. Fentanyl, you get some fake Perk 30s. You get those little fentanyl pills. You're looking at $100 a pill. Officers, they see that, the corrupt ones, the ones that have no scruples. And, you can get an officer to bring a package in here for $2,000. You pay them $2,000 on their cash app, bam, you got a package. Then what? Now we got an environment where guys are smuggling, they're trading, they're doing everything they can to get those substances. And it becomes dangerous in here. But the market is unreal for that stuff. A cup of hooch, $5. If you distill that, if you know what you're doing, and you distill that liquor, you're looking at $50 for a tumbler. What my coffee is in here, this cup, that's $50 if you distill your hooch. It's $5 if not. These guys in here have no jobs. They have no way other than family and friends to get money. I talk about problems and solutions. Okay, well, I've given you a problem. Here's a solution. If we were able to get jobs in here, if we could work in industries or something where we could make enough money to support ourselves, to pay for phone calls, to pay for visitation, to pay for our art supplies, to get that money in a productive, legal manner, people would do it. And if they said, hey, I sell drugs or I work, if I get caught selling drugs, I lose my job. If I get a dirty UA, I lose my job. I'm not going to smoke that crap. I got to go to work and get my $200 this month. I got to go to work and get my phone money to call my wife or my kids or hear my daughter's voice. Or, the environment starts to change. Now people say, hey, that thing that was worth $500, that gram of heroin that was worth $500, it might still be worth something. But now people have a choice. They have something different to think about. And, that's what I challenge the Department of Corrections to think about. Like, look at the environment that's being created by us having no jobs in here. Look at the environment that's being created with us being miserable in here. Yeah, on one hand, there's the argument, well, we learn and, we don't want to get in trouble again because we're going to be miserable. But then there's the argument that we're going to come in here, we're going to get high, we're going to sell drugs, we're going to party, we're going to get drunk, and we're going to live our lives no matter what the officers say. And of course, those guys don't deserve to get out, but how do you combat that? You get a hold of it and you say, I'm going to be tough on crime and I'm going to make sure that there's no drugs being smuggled in here. Well, how has that worked? How is that working for the system, that outlook on it? What if we had a different outlook and had a little bit of compassion for these guys and said, hey, they were bit by a vampire at a young age. Now they got to have that substance or something similar. How do you combat that? Okay, jobs are one. That'll create the market. That'll change the market a little bit. What about the MAP program? I'm on the MAP program, medically assisted treatment. I go get Suboxone once a day, about 12:30, and that substance stops my cravings. It stops my nightmares. Meth can come in, and I'm about 90% less likely to use it in my head because I don't crave it anymore. I'm like, if I know it's here, I'm not saying, oh man, I gotta go get it. If meth is here, heroin, any of it, the Suboxone stops that for me. So I challenge the Department of Corrections, to take a hard look at that and say, do we want drugs and that, or do we want change? So I would say, let's go for change, man. Let's change the system to where we don't have guys coming out worse. We're all coming out worse. We're not coming out better. I want to see every single guy in here come out better than they went in. And, the stance that America has taken it's not working, man. It's not. Now, if they want job security and they want to make sure we're coming back and recidivism stays the same, then they're doing their job. Please, man, help us. And anybody out there that wants to see us change and get a little bit of help and become better, hey, advocate for us, man. Let's get the MAP program going for everybody. That's all I got. Thanks for you guys' support. I appreciate it. And you guys have a good day and God bless.